Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with KD Smooth at One Brothas Mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's KD Smooth here with you, coming at you with the new report. Family, I've been planning on doing a report on this issue on your screen. This whole issue with Bret Farve and monies that's been stolen out of Mississippi. But I have been purposely holding my peace because I knew that the information that came out originally about this was only the tip of the iceberg. Family, as of today, I believe the majority of the iceberg has landed. There's been trickles and more reports of information coming out over the last few weeks. But I believe at this point, the majority of the iceberg of information has come out. There may be more. And actually, I suspect there's going to be more. The more this situation is dug into, let's just get into it. Family. Yeah, you see it on your screen. Wait, before we get into it, hit the like button, man, and make sure you share this report on all your social media with your peoples. And be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind here, as we provide you with the information and facts you need. All right, let's just jump right in. Family, we're going to provide you with some information, some breaking news information that just dropped a little earlier today. Actually, surprisingly, from CNN. Okay. They just dropped this story, and I'm going to share with you actually quite a bit of highlights from this story that was just dropped from CNN earlier today. Family, this really this story really should be titled, "How Far Does the Rabbit Hole Goes?" I should have included that in my series here at One Brothas Mind, my Rabbit Hole series, but wow. Okay, let's just get right into it. All right. The CNN headline is, former Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant subpoenaed for his text with Bret Farve about a drug company linked to the ex-NFL quarterback. Again, this was reported by CNN earlier today on October 10th. Okay? Some of the highlights. Let's start there. We're gonna ride this for a minute, y'all. Former Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant has again been subpoenaed amid an ongoing civil suit in a multi-million-dollar welfare fraud scandal. And this time, attorneys want to see communications between the ex-governor and former NFL and Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Farve. Attorneys for one of the defendants in the state of Mississippi's suit issued the subpoena Friday, asking for several years worth of additional documents and communications between Bryant and Farve, as well as others connected to the case that auditors say resulted in at least, are you ready, family? $77 million more dollars in the federal welfare dollars having been misspent. That's what they're calling it. Misspent. Family, at this point, where in the hell are the Fed? Are the federal indictments and criminal charges? Where in the hell are they? This is federal money that the state of Mississippi received to assist with their needy assistance programs. Where the hell are the feds at with the indictments and charges and arrests? Every day that Farve and this ex-governor Bryant and the rest of the Mississippi officials are loose and not in jail without bail, they are destroying documents and records to cover up their tracks. Every day that goes by. But let's get further into this report. The lawsuit stems from an investigation into how the state spent tens of millions of dollars in federal money that was intended to go to those most in need, according to the state's auditor. The subpoena was filed by attorneys representing Austin Smith, who is being sued by the state. Smith is the nephew of John Davis, the former Mississippi Department of Human Services director, who pleaded guilty. Do y'all see what's happening here? Not only do you have the old boys network, you got the entire, they hook their families up with, their nieces, their nephews, the entire, in my opinion, here at One Brothas Mind, the entire system and staff of authorities for the state of Mississippi and probably others are all suspected thieves and criminals in this situation. All of them need to be arrested, charged, held without bail, and all their records and documents and text messages and all of the voicemail, everything needs to be seized immediately. Once again, the subpoena was filed by attorneys representing Austin Smith, who is being sued by the state, civilly sued only. Smith is the nephew of John Davis, the former Mississippi Department of Human Services director who actually pleaded guilty already. He pleaded guilty to state and federal charges related to the welfare scheme last month. So everything with John Davis, the former Human Services Director, that whole case, the civil and federal cases against him, produced evidence against Austin Smith, who is his nephew and is now being sued by the state, whereas his federal criminal charges. And now, as a part of the case with Austin Smith, it elbows the information and once again, Bryant and yo boy Farve. The state is suing Austin Smith, the nephew, for the return of more than $425,000 in welfare contracts it alleges were paid to him, get this, by nonprofits that received the money from his uncle. Did you catch that? So the former, the hell was he? Human Service Director for Mississippi, for the Department of Human Services, he funneled money for the needy to nonprofit companies. Then those same nonprofit companies gave contracts and hired his nephew for various jobs, at this point totaling up to $425,000. Do you see what's going on here, family? Smith's attorneys, the nephew, have said in the filings that he was unaware the payments he received came from temporary assistance for needy family funds. This is uncle. This they lying. That's what criminals do. And in this situation, they are racist criminals because they stole this money mostly from black needy family. That's why they didn't have a problem stealing this money. It didn't bother Farve or Bryant or Smith, the uncle, or Smith, the nephew, and all the other fools that they got up all throughout the Mississippi state government officials that are involved. This is what this is based on, is racism. It's not just thieves stealing money. Let me continue. The October 7th subpoena is part of Smith's defense efforts, in which his attorneys have argued the state unfairly chose only certain individuals, here it is, to include in its massive civil lawsuit to recoup the stolen funds. Did you catch that? That's why I just was telling you, family. Every Mississippi state official from the top to the bottom must be arrested immediately. Must be held in jail, I say, without bail. Because anytime they're out, all they're doing every day is deleting phone records, text messages, documents, shredding stuff. That's all they're doing. In addition to the lying, and I don't recall that, or I didn't know about this, or I don't know. I didn't know my uncle was paying them money and then they gave me the job contracts. I didn't know nothing about that. Woo. So here, Smith is squealing. Now they done brought him in, just like in many other cases. the nephew Smith, he's been brought in. He's got charges against him, at least civil charges. And he's screaming on everybody. He literally saying, his attorneys are saying that the state of Mississippi, who are so-called trying to recoup the money civilly that was stolen, but yet they've only filed civil suits, unfairly chose only certain individuals to include in its massive civil lawsuit. So he's literally saying and screaming at the top of his lungs from his attorneys, the nephew, man, everybody was stealing money, not just me. And y'all only suing me and certain other people, but y'all not touching all these people over here and over there. What about these? That's basically what the nephew was saying, which elbowed and led trails right back to the ex-governor Bryant and your boy Farve. All right, let's continue. In fact, through Smith's, the nephew's attorney, his attorney said that he, Smith, and 37 other people and entities were named, but others, like Bryant, were not. So there's 38 people, including Smith, the nephew, that was named in these civil suits, but there are others. How many others? All of them. The entire authority tree in the state of Mississippi. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that in just a moment. Oh my God. Much of the new wide-ranging subpoena focuses on text, documents, and other communications related to pharmaceutical company. I'm gonna mess his name up, but it's I can't talk today. Prevacus. There we go. Prevacus. 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 In case you want to look that up. And its corporate affiliate, Pre-Sold IMD. Farve, Bret Farve, was the largest individual outside investor in holder of corporate stock in Prevacus. According to the state's lawsuit, the former quarterback also at times served as a spokesman for a concussion drug that Prevacus was manufacturing. You see what's going on here, family? Oh, this rabbit hole goes so deep. I got a whole lot more for y'all. Okay? The state's civil lawsuit alleges that in 2018, Farve encouraged Prevacus CEO Jacob, oh, this man's name is jacked up, Van Lindingham, there you go, to solicit nonprofit founder Nancy New to use MDHS grant proceeds to invest in the stock of Prevacus. So Farve encouraged Prevacus CEO Jacob Van Landingham to solicit Nancy New, the founder, to use MDHS funds, the funds for the needy, from the MDHS grant to actually invest in or buy the stock of Brotha, the same company that Farve was the largest investor in. Nancy New has already been criminally convicted in the scheme and agreed to cooperate with authorities in ongoing investigations. Yeah. Over the next year, more than $2 million in welfare funds was diverted to the company Brotha for the purpose of securing clinical trial sites to be located within Mississippi in order to promote an experimental anti-concussion drug, but according to the state's lawsuit, was instead used to buy stock in who? Brotha for the people involved in the scheme. But wait, it gets worse. I'm not laughing because it's funny, y'all. Man, I'm trying to hold my peace and get through this report, and then I'm gonna let loose on them in a minute. Reporting from Mississippi Today earlier this year revealed text messages obtained by journalist Anna Wolf between Brett Farve, and then Governor, which is now ex-Governor Bryant, discussing Brotha with Farve. So y'all already know Farve and Bryant was discussing in text messages about the volleyball stadium or gym they was building and all that. But they have now confirmed that Farve and Bryant, which is now the ex-governor, was discussing within text messages about all this Brotha thievery also. Okay? Yeah, I'm paraphrasing all through this, y'all, because, hey, it is what it is. Okay, so the journalist Wolf also reported the text showed Bryant, the ex-governor, agreed to accept a stock options offer days after he left office. A stock options from who? Brotha. But the former governor severed any ties with the company. What company? Brotha, Farve's invested company, after 6 people, including New, or what was the lady's name? New name? Wait, hold up. Let me get her name right. Where'd she go? Nancy New. That's right. Before Nancy New and Davis were arrested in February 2020 for connections to the welfare scheme. Okay. CNN has not independently verified the text messages that appeared in Mississippi Today, but Bryant did give an interview to Mississippi Today about the text messages. Okay. In that interview, Bryant acknowledged it doesn't look good, but he maintained he did not know. Listen to this, family. But he maintained that he did not know the public funds were being used for Brotha. He's the governor. He was the governor at the time. He had text messages with Farve about the funds for the needy and Brotha, but he maintained he did not know public funds were being used for Provecus. Even though Farve said in a text to Bryant, there was funding for the company from the state of Mississippi. Bryant said he did not read his text carefully enough and failed to notice or connect the dots in terms of the funding source. He flat out is just lying. Just flat out lying. Anybody get a check, a direct deposit, a text message about some money, a significant amount of money? Oh, you read them texts. You pay attention. You verify. You do everything you need to do to ensure that money comes on in to your pockets or where it need to go. Okay? Stop the cap. He insisted in the interview with Mississippi Today that he never asked for, received, or wanted stock in that company. So the stock option that he got just fell out the sky for no reason. It just grew on the tree in his backyard. And then once those other people started getting arrested, he hurried up and got rid of that stock option. Do y'all see what's going on here? Oh, there's more. The texts between Farve and Bryant published in Mississippi Today are requested in the October 7th subpoena issued by Smith's, the nephew's attorney. So as a part of trying to defend the nephew of the previous director in Mississippi, the Uncle Smith, as a part of the nephew's defense, these requests are in their subpoenas. Again, they're trying to defend him, and he's screaming on everybody. Okay? The text messages released last month allegedly show Bryant worked to help Farve obtain funds to build a volleyball facility at the University of Southern Mississippi. We all know about that one already. And it goes on to say that Farve played football for that school from 1987 to 1990, and his daughter played volleyball there from 2017 to this scandal broke, 2022. Mississippi Today has reported at least $5 million of welfare funds were channeled to build the volleyball facility. Okay. Neither Smith, Farve, Van Landingham, nor Bryant have been criminally charged. Stop right there. Why in the hell not? They literally have stolen money. But the remaining officials in the state of Mississippi that are pursuing this civil case are only pursuing the case civilly, so-called trying to recollect as much of the stolen money as they can. When have y'all ever heard that being a thing? Where somebody can just go steal money from someone or someplace somehow, and the only thing that happens is wherever you stole it from, they go file a civil suit against you to sue you for you to bring the money back or pay them some of the money back, as much of it as you can. And that's all. They don't call the police. You're not arrested, charged with theft. None of that. hell? What? Okay, I'm a hold it. I'm a hold it. With anything related to this matter, they haven't been charged criminally. Bryant also has not, the ex-governor, has not been named as a defendant in the state's civil suit. Do y'all see what's happening here? Okay, I'm about to bust, but I'm holding. Smith, Van Landingham, and Farve, however, are all named as defendants in the state's large civil suit trying to claw back some of the funds misspent in the scheme. All right, let's go. First of all, we first became aware of the $5 million scheme that Farve and Bryant were involved in regards to funneling money to build the volleyball gym at the college. That's $5 million. And then there's been reports that there's another $2 million more dollars that Farve was trying to get to use to build a basketball facility at a different location. Now there's $77 million more dollars plus another $2 million more that's involved and connected with this pharmaceutical company and stock options. But ain't nobody went arrested. Ain't no police. Nothing. Again, there's only a civil suit regarding all this to recoup funds. What in the hell? If you don't know what's really going on by now, I'm gonna tell you in a minute. Why was the ex-governor Bryant left out of the state's civil suit? Why? Because he's being protected by the same state officials who filed the civil suit. Did you catch that? Them his peoples. Them his peoples that he been stealing and been stealing with him. The people that's filed the civil suit. They in on this too, y'all. All of them. Which is why here at One Brothas Mind, I say the feds must take over immediately. The entire or all of the Mississippi state officials and probably more beyond that are corrupt and in on this whole stealing of the money for needy people from Mississippi. All of them. That's why there's only a civil suit. No criminal charges. No state criminal charges. There's a couple of the people, were convicted and pleaded guilty to some Fed charges. But remember, family, if they go to jail, if those Fed charges were the criminal charges, guess what jail they get to go to? They get to go to the country club, the federal prisons. Even though they've participated in stealing of up to $77 million and more. But if you get Pookie, go steal $150 from the Domino's around the corner, he going straight to the state regular jail. Do y'all see what's going on here? The entire crew of the state of Mississippi's so-called officials, every last one of them need to be arrested immediately by the feds. Locked up without bail so they can't destroy no more evidence. And a full federal investigation where you go over all the details needs to occur. Why? Why do I say that, family? It's because when you look at all of this information that's coming out, this thievery in the state of Mississippi is not new. They've been doing this, y'all, for decades. For decades. Literally stealing money from needy families. People and families with almost nothing. While Farve is a multimillionaire and Bryant and the rest of these so-called state authorities are wealthy also. Stealing money from people who need food to make it a few more days. Who need housing assistance. Who need utility assistance. People, they're stealing money and have been stealing money for decades. Money from people who the state of Mississippi said no to. Who the state of Mississippi assistance program, while they were stealing these millions of dollars, the state of Mississippi denied assistance to people who needed it and let many go hungry. The state of Mississippi officials let many people who were in need get evicted and made to be homeless by denying their applications and requests for need. The state of Mississippi and all of these officials, they denied assistance to let people's lights stay on. They forced people to go without electricity, heat. And I'm sure many had their water turned off because of being denied the same assistance that these devils were putting in their pockets. So, if it's not clear to you at this point, family, let's break this down even more. This is where the money was going the whole time. Again, most likely for decades. Now, even more, we know where the money for the water infrastructure in Mississippi for the black residents went to. Also, if you haven't heard some of the more recent reports as well, the money for the trash pickup company. Yeah, the Mississippi officials, the people that are still loyal and been stealing money with this ex-governor Bryant and all the other Mississippi officials, including their nieces and nephews and all of that. All of them have been running this network. They're all loyal to this ex-mayor and others. Their good old boy network of thieves have refused to pay the trash pickup new company So the pickup is being canceled. So this is basically what's happening with the trash pickup right now. The new mayor, the new black mayor, knowing what he's fighting against, which is this whole network of the entire crew of the Mississippi state officials that have been stealing all this money for decades. He's fighting against that whole crew that are spread out all throughout the different sectors of the state of Mississippi authorities list, right? He know they've been, and pretty much every deal that thing they had set up and put in place is all corrupt, it's all jacked up, and you can't have no parts to do with it. So what he did, he went out and as one of his things, his acts, he set up a new contract with a new trash pickup company, and that's been working fine for the last 6 months. All except for the officials, remember, from the loyal good old boys network of Bryant and all these other racist fools. For the last 6 months, they've just refused to pay what's owed to the new trash pickup company. Why? Because I guarantee you, the person that owns the old or previous trash pickup company is somebody's husband, nephew, cousin, some kind of which way. I guarantee you. Best friend, whatever you want to call it. So out of angry response, they just say, oh, we just not going to pay this other company, this new company. Since they trying to take the money from Billy Joe Bob, can't do that. Who you think you are? So now, the people in Mississippi's trash is not going to be picked up until this issue is resolved. Okay? And here's the other part. Many racist people around the country, people out here in these social media streets, various other so-called mainstream media channels, they're actually trying to twist the information that I just provided you and trying to blame the new black mayor for the problem with the new company, the new trash pickup company not being paid. So now the trash is not. They're trying to blame that problem on the new black mayor. So if you've already come across a report about that, they're lying. That's what you heard, a lie. I just told you and broke down what's really happening with the trash pickup. Okay? Again, hit that like button, man. Share this report on all your social media. Get this word out. And be sure that you are subscribed to the One Brothas Mind YouTube channel here, because we try to bring you the information and facts you need. And it's just my opinion. Mississippi is not the only state full of officials who are stealing this money. I'm going to say it a little louder, so I'm going to make sure you hear me. Mississippi is not the only state full of officials who are stealing this money or have been. This is not only new for Mississippi, this has been the way government works in most states and cities throughout America. Yeah, I said it. This ain't nothing new. Again, the feds must do a full investigation, arrest every Mississippi state official, hold them, in my opinion, without bond, long enough for the feds to go through all their stuff, get all their documents, all their records, all their phone voicemails, all their text, everything. Do a full audit and investigation on Farve and all the Mississippi thieves, the racist thieves and officials, for at the least the last 25 years. If this is done, I guarantee you that $77 million you see on your screen is going to double, triple, quadruple if it's done as it should be done. That's it, family. Y'all let me know what you think on this report. Let's chop it up in the comments. You know, this is America. And for my white listeners, this y'all. Y'all out here, y'all commit all the crime y'all want. Y'all can steal money, food out of people's mouths. Make people homeless stealing money. Y'all don't get arrested. Y'all don't get criminally charged for nothing. Y'all still at home, walking around your house, complaining. Why they keep calling? Why these people driving back and forth in front of my house? What do you people think they is? This how y'all get in. This how y'all always have gotten down throughout the history of America. There's no accountability in America. But yet at the same time, those of you who are actually racist sit back and want to focus. Your mainstream media and all these other fools, y'all want to focus and point the finger at black people. Talking about how much crime and how most black people are criminals. Really? Well, there'd be a whole lot less of your so-called crime the black people will be doing if they actually was receiving the assistance that was needed. Oh, in fact, let's just move away from assistance. How about reparations? Cut the check. You know, the accountability for the damage that y'all people did in this country to the same people that y'all complaining about. How about that? Keep your little old assistance. Break us off our reparations check. Here's the problem to my white listeners. I know you're mad. Some of y'all. Whether you like it or not, y'all gonna pay our reparations sooner or later. It's actually in Scripture. The same Scripture that you claim to read and support and live by. Close your mouth. Close your mouth. Yeah, you ain't read that part. It's actually there. We are going to be restored. Yah's chosen people. Yeah, you didn't know that either. The descendants of the slave trade are actually the descendants from the black Hebrew Israelite tribe of Judah. All the way back from when Rome destroyed Israel and the temple in 70 AD. Yeah. All the way back then when many of the descendants from the tribe of Judah and other Israelite tribes were captured into slavery and sent over into Spain and Portugal as slaves. Yeah. All those black people. Yeah. You better do your research. You better discover you on the wrong team. I put it this way, you supporting the wrong team. You're not on the wrong team because you happen to be Caucasian. You just have been lied to. Therefore, you support the wrong team. Better do it quickly. White family, friends, time is running out. Yeah. That's it, y'all. Let's chop it up in the comments on this report. This ain't nothing new. Like I said, this has been going on there for, I'd say, at least the last 2 or 3 decades. It's been going on there forever. It ain't nothing new. They can go back as far as they want. They can go back 50, 100 years. If they could, they're going to still find the same thievery. And it's been happening in most, if not every state and city across the United States for the same amount of time, forever. It ain't nothing. None of this is new. It may be new to you, my white friends and white listeners. It may be new to y'all, but it ain't new to us. We've been telling y'all this stuff is going on, but y'all never believed us. Y'all don't believe black people. Okay. Do you? But here's the other problem. There's a whole lot of our white brothers and sisters who have been denied assistance as a part of this whole thing also in Mississippi. Yeah. Possibly some of your cousins, some of your family. So look, when the satanic thievery the thieves have gotten so arrogant and the amounts have gotten so big, it don't just affect black people. It affects a lot of y'all, a lot of my white brothers and sisters also. You better wake up. And this concludes this broadcast from One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us, and as a part of the new black media, B1 choices are mandatory and being on code is required. But never fear, Yeshua the Christ is with you always. Shalom.